Hey guys, this is the Hard Times Strong Men podcast, training up a better class of man. And today I wanted to share my thoughts on different weapon statuses, different weapon conditions. So what I mean by that, with firearms, you have 3 weapon conditions. So you have red, amber, and green. Red meaning the firearm is loaded and it has a round in the chamber. Amber meaning the weapon is loaded, there is no round in the chamber. And green meaning the firearm is completely unloaded. So there are different ideologies behind when and how you should carry your firearm and what condition it should be. I wanted to share my thoughts and my SOPs for me and my family. So whenever I'm out and about and the firearm is on my body, when I have it in my holster, when it is under my control, I like to keep the firearm on red, completely loaded, round in the chamber, everything ready to go. Idea being that if I have to use my firearm, if I have to put it into action, then there are no extra steps. I can aim and shoot. If I'm not in control of the firearm, if it's not on my body, but I'm still tracking it, so if I have a firearm in a bag, if I'm bag carrying, or if I've stored a firearm in a place where I can easily get to it, like in a specific room in my house, or if it's staged somewhere, then I keep the firearm on amber, so loaded, no round in the chamber. And the reason for that is when I'm not in direct control of the firearm, it makes me feel better knowing that there is that extra step, that the firearm cannot be mishandled by a unwitting family member or a bad guy, or an accident can't take place. So I don't have to worry about my son, for example, seeing my firearm, picking it up, and the weapon discharging on accident, because he'll be unable to pull the slide back. I don't have to worry about reaching into a bag and accidentally pulling the trigger, getting my finger in the trigger well, because I've put that extra safety in place. And when I am not using the firearm, when it's not in my control and it's not being in use, it doesn't have a job, it's in the safe, then those firearms are on green. They're completely unloaded because, like I said, they don't have a job. They're not in use. I was explaining this to my wife because we've been trying to hash out our standards, our procedures for firearms in the house and when we're out and about. And she really liked the example that I gave her. So when we were in Afghanistan, when we were going out on patrol or out on missions, our firearms would obviously be on red. We'd be out ready to go, ready to what have you. The firearms were ready. Now when we came back, we would clear the firearm, but we would keep a magazine in the weapon. We would keep the weapon on amber in case we had to respond to something. Then we wouldn't be fumbling for a mag, or we wouldn't have to deal with any of that. It's a heightened state of readiness, but it is still safe. And when we were traveling, or if we were not going to use the firearm, if they were going to be stored, then we would put all the firearms on green. We would completely unload them. I want to share that with you guys because I know this is a highly contested issue in some circles, but that's my 2 cents on the issue. If the firearm's on me, it's on red. If the firearm's in my influence, whether in a bag or staged somewhere, then it's on amber. If I'm not tracking it, if it doesn't have a job, then it's on green. As always, guys, this has been Hard Times Strong Men. Stay safe and stay in the fight.